Meanwhile, there was activity in other courtrooms involving former President Trump. The Supreme Court is weighing his claim of absolute immunity and whether Colorado can exclude him from the ballot. In the Georgia courtroom, the issue is whether DA Fani Willis and prosecutor Nathan Wade are fit to prosecute. In New York, a trial date of March 25th has been set in a case involving allegations of hush money being treated as a business expense. And in Florida, a federal judge did not delay the start of Trump's classified documents case. So for all those kids out there thinking about majoring in political science, criminology might serve you better. Jon Sale is a former Watergate special prosecutor. He worked in the Southern District of New York, and he's currently a very prominent attorney in the great state of Florida. Welcome, Jon. Let's start in Georgia. The hearing into Fani Willis and Nathan Wade was an unmitigated disaster for both of them. I mean, they have a better chance of being prosecuted themselves than presiding over the prosecution of Donald Trump. But even if Willis and Wade are kicked off the case, does that mean the case goes away, or are you just going to find new prosecutors who aren't dating each other?
Hey, Trey, I thought I was watching something out of the National Enquirer that they were talking about who was sleeping with whom and when they were sleeping together. And the judge narrowed it that he wants to hear, do they have a financial stake? Did the elected district attorney have a financial stake in this case because the person she was having an affair with was paid about $650,000 of taxpayer money? And the judge is going to sort that out. But what about the appearance? I mean, you were the chief elected prosecutor in your great state. I mean, I've never heard of the chief prosecutor being put on the stand, much less being questioned about their personal life. I read an op-ed in the New York Times a couple of weeks ago, written by not a critic of this prosecutor, but this law professor suggested let's think of the case. Let's think of the public's respect for the system. Why doesn't Fani Willis step aside, appoint her deputy, let him terminate Mr. Wade, and let them get on with it? But if none of that can happen, and if the office is recused, if she's recused, the whole office is recused, and then there's a special agency in Georgia that in the whole state of Georgia, they can get another prosecutor who can proceed with the case, can dismiss the case, they can change the theories, or they can do just whatever they think is in the interest of justice, and will restore the public's confidence in the system and in the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, I would think in the whole state of Georgia, you can find a couple of prosecutors who aren't benefiting financially and aren't sleeping together. Let's move to New York. That case has been sort of universally panned as a political stunt, but it's still out there, and it looks like it's going to trial next month. What do you think is going to happen there?
It's historic, not in a good way, that the first time ever a former president of the United States is going to trial. When that was the first case indicted, and when that was indicted, if you recall, it was reported that Jim Comey tweeted, "This is a great case for day for America," and it was not a great day for America. No matter who the former president is, it's a sad and a solemn thing that's happening. And so that case was first, and then it went off everyone's radar screen. But it seems like that's going to be the first case, and I think that if I were representing Donald Trump, a part of the defense team, and I were asked, which of the four cases, A, B, C, or D, would you like to try first? My choice would be none of the above, because there's always risk in a trial. But if I had to have one, it would be this one. And there are so many problems with this case, but I can't resist telling you, as a trial lawyer, and you are a great trial lawyer, this case factually is going to rise or fall on Michael Cohen. And Michael Cohen, I saw on another network, Cy Vance Jr., the former district attorney who worked on these investigations, he called Michael Cohen, quote, an exploding hand grenade. Michael Cohen says that everything he did for Donald Trump. Well, he pled guilty in the Southern District of New York, and he pled guilty not only to this, he pled guilty to bank fraud, which is totally his own, bank fraud and tax evasion of millions and millions of dollars. And in each case, he blamed someone else.
Jon Sale from the great state of Florida, thank you for joining us.
Terrific. Thanks for having me on, Trey.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.